19, where did this idea of wet ball, training, concrete surface, where did all this come from?
Well, that happened when I was possibly 9, 10-year-old, because as kids, we would just want to have fun. We would play cricket, we would play football, badminton, tennis, hockey, all those kind of things. And even in monsoons, nothing stopped us from playing, be it football or cricket. And with, those wet balls, everything would just take off. And at a decent pace, as I said earlier, we enjoyed those things. And that kind of kept us engaged. And it was engrossing, whatever sessions we used to have. We would compete, even within our friends, even before I had started playing serious cricket with season ball. We would compete hard. We would make each other's life difficult.
Now, coming to that Perth 100, Sachin, you've got to tell me this, because we keep talking about this Indian team and that batting will win this series. Bowling will stand up, Bumrah, Shami, etc. They will do well. Now, that Perth 100, give me a little bit of detail. I mean, that attack, Bruce Reid, Mike Whitney, Craig McDermott, if you go and see that Australian attack, 92, terrific attack, steep bounce, the whacker surface was better than what it is now in terms of lethal. It was the surface, as people would call it. Give us a sense of that 100, because people need to know from you what you did.
Can I say something here?
Everything.
I feel? People talk about steep bounce and pace. Steep bounce and pace, that means the good length spot for a bowler becomes smaller. It becomes that much tougher for a fast bowler to find the ideal spot. And if the batter goes out with a positive frame of mind and looking to score runs and not just keep blocking and leaving, there are plenty of scoring opportunities.
So is that an advice?
And I looked at it that way. I felt early on, it was all about being on top of the ball, because that is what we were told. But as the time went by, I felt my thinking also evolved. And I thought, why do you have to always get on top of the ball? When there is no third man, you can get under the ball and use their pace. So if they falter on the shorter side, then I'm going to go over gully, over slips. And even if I don't get it right, because of that pace and bounce, it's going to carry. So it was not about hitting hard. It was using their own pace and the bounce if they faltered on the shorter side.
Terrific.
They are pitching the ball up. I was primarily a front foot player. I enjoyed getting on the front foot. So my initial movement also in Perth or most of the bouncy tracks was always forward. And if I felt the length was short, then I would go behind and, if I had to leave the ball or play a shot or just block it, whatever, I did that. But my initial movement was always going on the front foot. So that worked for me.
In fact, that was my follow-up question, Sachin. People talked up that bowling attack, McDermott, Reid, Whitney, and you were 19. I mean, people were sledging you and talking to you and all of that. Was there ever a thought that, oh, these are great bowlers in their home conditions? Can I manage? Did you ever encounter negativity, any kind of negativity?
No, not really. Not really. They were top class bowlers, and I grew up watching them.
Yeah.
When I was a ball boy in 1987-88, and then suddenly in 91-92, I was playing against them. So I knew that once I was out there competing, nobody was going to look at my age. They were going to do all possible things to get me out, to send me back in the dressing room. And I was prepared to face those challenges.
Brilliant.
Right? It didn't matter. Whatever one says, as I said earlier, if you wish to respond, then you respond. And if you don't want to, you decide.
Fantastic.
So I felt that particular tour changed me as a player. It taught me a lot, not just technically, but also mentally, how to approach a big game. And if somebody says something, whether you respond to it or not, or you ignore. Because for how long can you keep responding? Responding doesn't mean you are being aggressive. You can be aggressive from within.